when pressed, come on, honestly, are you looking ahead to next week? And they said no. This is the game we're looking at, and they're trying to also exact some for revenge from last year's playoff loss to these Lions. Lulay escapes from the pocket. Stevie Baggs giving chase. And out of bounds goes Travis Lulay. And that is one thing Lulay can do, is take off with the football.
And this is part of the thing that won the starting job for Travis Lulay and eventually spelled the end of Casey Printers. Lulay's willingness to do this, to use his legs, to make plays. He's changed the face of a couple of games for the Lions with this aggressive running style. He's not a guy who's going to slide. He's not heading for the sideline. He knows where that first down marker is, and he's going to sacrifice to try and get there.
He will sacrifice. Maybe a chance to burn a play here. Second down and about 1.5 yards. Robertson in the backfield. Lulay has Arsenault in motion. We'll give it to Robertson on the left side. Robertson trying to push forward, but to see what the spot is here, he might be a little bit shy. If it is, it's only inches.
Well, Robertson has had this sort of up and down season. You never really know from game to game whether he's going to be the featured guy offensively, whether he's going to be a forgotten man. He's had a few games over the course of the year where within the game he's averaged over 10 yards a carry and has been a real game breaker for the Lions, but other games where you can count his carries on one hand, he really hasn't been a factor at all.
Well, it's more than inches. It's about a couple of feet, a little bit less than 1 yard. So Wally Buono is not going to hesitate here.
And given this field position and this stage of the game and so on, the importance of the game, this is a no-brainer to me for Wally Buono to go for this one, try and go for 7 rather than settling for 3.
And when he does go short yardage, he brings in his backup now, Jarius Jackson, former star at Notre Dame. Jarius usually plunging behind center or right guard. We'll see what he does here. Third down. He goes left side and should be enough. But just enough. Jarius Jackson has become a bit of a forgotten quarterback in BC. Really, you only see him holding on Paul McCallum kicks and on these short yardage plays. This is a guy a couple of seasons ago, folks, who was the starting quarterback for the Lions at one time.
Well, even at times in 2009, you think back to Jarius Jackson coming off the bench in a game in Edmonton where Buck Pierce got hurt and he came in, lit it up, was the offensive player of the week. But 2009's injuries, particularly that shoulder that led to off-season surgery, derailed Jarius Jackson's 2010 and never really gave him much of an opportunity to compete for the starting spot.
Quarterback carousel was really one of the reasons that the Lions got off to their slow start. Casey Printers, the anointed one, could not lead his team. Lulay comes in, and now it's his team. First down from the Hamilton 32. Lulay, a little pump and go. Sideline, and is it caught? Yes, it is. It's a touchdown for Emmanuel Arsenault. One official saying no, one official saying yes.
Jeff Tisdale and Emmanuel Arsenault were both right on that football.
May have been simultaneous here. Let's take a look.
The ruling on the field is the pass is incomplete. It will be second.
Wow. That was very close to being a reception.
Well, this to me is going to be one of those where the argument is Arsenault doesn't survive contact. Because to me, Emmanuel Arsenault catches this football.
Caught the football. Now, he did have it for a couple of steps.
Tisdale isn't on the ball. He's on Arsenault's arm, but Arsenault is in the end zone, and he's got the ball. He loses the ball as they go down. That's my only explanation for the ruling.
And Wally Buono has thrown a challenge flag. Now, take a look at the steps. I mean, it's like a snow cone grab.
Yeah, Arsenault has sole possession of the football all the way here, right up until that ball hits the ground.
BC is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. The play will be reviewed.
Play will be reviewed from CFL Command. Jake Ireland will take a look. And at a variety of angles and make a final determination on if Emmanuel Arsenault indeed had the football long enough.
Well, it's the ongoing debate about this interpretation of the complete-incomplete pass. But Emmanuel Arsenault catches the football, takes a couple of steps with the football. He is the only player in possession of that football. They're not fighting over the ball. He's got it secured until he goes down to the field.
One official signaled touchdown, the other said incomplete. Again, there's like 2 or 3 steps there.
It may have looked initially to the official as if he was bobbling the football because of where he had it, but he's got both hands on that ball and it's secured against his shoulder pad.
There's 1 step, there's 2 steps, there's 3 steps, there's another step before finally losing it. And I guess you're right, the interpretation is when and how long he had the football. Did he have it long enough before that ball was actually fumbled? All right, betting man. And you're not a betting man. You've been pretty good on these all season. Yay or nay?
I'm calling it a touchdown.
Upon review, the receiver maintained possession of the ball and when he hit the ground. Therefore, we've got a touchdown for BC.
Way to go, Kreskin. There you go.
And credit Wally Buono for challenging the play and not just accepting the ruling. It was one that he had to. This is a significant play in a more than significant ball game.
Big play by Emmanuel Arsenault. 4th touchdown of the season. And with that touchdown reception, goes over 1,000 yards for the season.
Love you, mama.
Why it's this crowd here at Ivor early in the 2nd quarter. Callum for the point after. Emmanuel Arsenault, one of those hold on for dear life touchdowns. Held on just enough to tie the ball game. Another tremendous 2nd season. Former star from Elkhorn State, Emmanuel Arsenault joins the 1,000-yard club. Native of Alexandria, Louisiana. Numbers down this year in touchdowns, but you know number 84 is one of those go-to guys, as this guy is. Marcus Thigpen, Marquay McDaniel back. Paul McCallum to kick it away. Tie ball game, 7-7. 2 minutes into the 2nd quarter. It will be McDaniel trying to find a wall, nowhere to go, and brought down very quickly at his 25-yard line.
And we take a look back at the touchdown. Emmanuel Arsenault, the lone receiver out to the left side of that formation. You know he's going to draw man coverage. And you know Travis Lulay's going there all the way. A little hook and go on Jeff Tisdale. Tisdale couldn't cover it much better. The only thing I'd like to see him do differently is try to get his hands on Arsenault earlier on that play. But a well-thrown ball. Again, we've seen it a few times today. Tremendous concentration from the receiver Arsenault for a huge BC Lions touchdown.
8th touchdown toss for Travis Lulay this season. Kevin Glenn back in shotgun, and the hole opening up for Marcus Thigpen. Gets some time in the backfield. Multi-purpose threat is Marcus Thigpen. We had a good chat with him yesterday about how he's been used this year, and whether it's in the ground, in the air, on returns. He's loved his initial season in the Canadian Football League.
Well, and he gets a great block here from the left guard, Pete Diakowski, number 67. He goes down inside on Solomon Elimimian to wall him off.
Now the other back, DeAndre Cobb, comes into the ballgame. Cobb not as much success this time, trying to find a gap.
Everybody worried about DeAndre Cobb and his production in the early part of the season. What was wrong with DeAndre Cobb was the ongoing question. Well, it wasn't so much DeAndre Cobb. A lot of it had to do with changes to the blocking scheme. Hamilton simplified things. The reads became easier for the running back, and you've seen his numbers improve ever since.
5 receivers set, 2nd down and 8. Kevin Glenn. Now Mr. 2nd down hauls it in. One of the best 2nd down receivers in the Canadian Football League. When it comes down to 2nd down efficiency, you want to look towards number 88, who's already scored here in this ball game, Dave Stala. And that is now over 1,000 yards for Dave Stala.
And little question, Stala, the number 3 receiver, third man in from the sideline, sells it to the inside on Corey Banks and then bumps it back out. That's how he gets that separation, makes Banks believe he's going to come underneath.
No huddle offense for the Cats, going back to it quickly. Again, 5 receivers. Little pump now for Glenn. Looks the other way, and wide open is Chris Bauman. Chris Bauman has been able to shake off the spider webs the last month or so. He was not used nearly at all early in the season, and the former #1 pick in the CFL has come around lately.
Well, he sure has, and he's getting more of an opportunity. Glenn looks first on that pump and go to Marquay McDaniel on the far side, but the veteran sees the whole field, comes back to his wide side wide out. Chris Bauman for the first down catch.
The star at the University of Regina, native of Brandon, Manitoba. Made some big catches over the last 4 weeks. Cats continue to move the ball. Again, a pump and go. And this time, Kevin Glenn was looking for Willie Thornton, getting some playing time today. A star at Texas A&M Commerce. Once on the Edmonton Eskimos practice roster back in 2009.
Again, Dave Stala for the second time in his career, a member of the 1,000-yard club. What a comeback story he's been since joining the Hamilton Tiger Cats last year. And he is, of course, the Ticats nominee for Most Outstanding Canadian, a strong contender in the East.
You can come home again. Dave Stala getting a chance to play close to home. And Glenn looking for Maurice Mann. Oh, wow! What a catch! Oh! Hello, Sports Center. Man, oh man! What a catch!
Well, for anybody who thought the Hamilton Tiger Cats were going to come down and just try to play it safe today, take a look at this catch by Mo Mann.
Can they put him in play of the year categories already? I mean, I know that the plays of the year have begun. That's one of them.
Well, if the list was pre-made, someone just got bumped.
Yeah, boy. Maurice Mann with a spectacular grab for a touchdown. Sandro DeAngelis, the point after. Look at this piece of art. Wow, what a catch. Sick.
Well, there's no other way to describe it. Mo Mann lines up in the slot, the inside receiver on the right side. Works against Franks. Franks had pretty good coverage on the play, but Mo Mann sells out to get that one.
The highlight of the night material. We're only early in the second quarter. This one close to the sideline. And Sandro DeAngelis boots it out of bounds.
A lot of people expected Mo Mann to be the #2 receiver in this offense this season, behind Arlen Bruce when he was acquired from Edmonton in that off-season trade. Got off to a slow start, some nagging injuries coming out of training camp. Of course, Dave Stala and Marquay McDaniel really stepped up. But Mo Mann's getting a great opportunity here today, playing in Arlen Bruce's position, a spot where he's going to get a lot of looks.
That was S.J. Green-esque. S.J. Green, who began the season with a two-point convert catch that might just well be the play of the year, catch of the year. That rivals it. Jamal Robertson dashing right side. 8 yards on the pickup. Now can the BC Lions answer that?
And one of the keys for BC is to bear in mind that it's a 7-point football game. Sometimes the desperation of the game as a whole can sneak into your mind a little bit, and you panic, even down 3 or down 7. They want to stay patient. Again, Jamal Robertson is going to be an important weapon in this ball game for them. They can't forget him.
Robertson, and will be stopped again. It's going to set up another third down. This one will be again short yardage, likely another Jarius Jackson situation as Wally Buono surveys. You know, the BC Lions in many ways, Dwayne would not be in this predicament. You take a look at all the close games they lost. Their numbers in the fourth quarter are atrocious. Minus 38 this season, where they've lost a lot of games. You think back to all the games they could have and should have won, they would not be sitting where they're sitting today and needing a win and needing an Edmonton loss.
Well, I think when you look at the two teams that are currently in last in their divisions, the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, it's been the same situation with both of them, that they've lost close games and games where they had opportunities to win. A lot of those losses can be chalked up to inexperience. The Lions, fortunate, they've grown a lot over the course of this year and have been much better down the stretch. The question remains, will it be enough?
Jarius Jackson again, another third down gamble here. Went left side last time, left side again, and will just get it.
They didn't get much, but fortunately didn't need much.
Again, by a half football, it looks like. But it will be a first down.
Hamilton defense has done a nice job in these short yardage situations. You don't see the white jerseys really crossing the line, gaining the line of scrimmage. But Jarius Jackson, a veteran quarterback, he understands how to find those gaps, find the soft spots in short yardage situations. Gets just what he needs.
Well, it's a good thing the Lions didn't need more than a yard. In their last two plunges, they would not have got those first downs. Lule back at the helm now. Just over the midfield stripe. Quick hitter to Arsenault, the go-to guy today. Tiptoes down the sideline. Penalty flag flying. And it might be against the Lions. Paris Jackson out in the corner blocking. Trying to help out Arsenault.
Paris Jackson was working on Jeff Tisdale. That was his blocking responsibility. It just seemed for a half second. You'll see Paris Jackson, number 19.
Holding. BC number 19. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jackson's head is going to turn to the outside because he's trying to find exactly where Arsenault is with the football. He gets caught. He's the man right in front of Arsenault with the ball, trying to block. Has to grab Tisdale to hold him from getting to the outside.
First down and 20 now. Back at the BC 45-yard line. 5 receiver set. Lule. Open man is Arsenault again, and again a penalty flag flying. And back at the 45.